Welcome back to Studio Chatter. As October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we've invited a fighter to the program. Welcome Annette Page to the table.
Hi, Annette.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's fun to be here.
I love your hair. See, it's grown,
thanks.
isn't it? Yes.
It's coming
I
in.
knew when it was really short.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Well, you're sporting your first ponytail too.
Exactly, I know.
We didn't get the memo, obviously.
Perfect.
So I'm guessing that maybe there was a time when you were going through chemotherapy?
Yes.
And didn't have much hair.
Yes.
Is that what I'm gathering here? So there's probably a story to share.
Yes, back in March of 2016.
And share about your whole family.
Okay.
Your mother
I
and your
guess I could
sister.
share.
And she can do that really quickly, right?
My mother's a 2-time cancer survivor, and my sister-in-law in January of 2015 was diagnosed with a very rare form of cancer, and was given all these chemo treatments in the year of 2015, and was declared kind of in remission. Hers is terminal, but they found it again in February of 2016, and she was going to go back for more treatments. And a month after she got told she needed to go back, as it had spread, I found a lump in my breast and went in, and I thought, oh, it's probably nothing. And it was stage 3 breast cancer.
Oh my gosh.
And so now there were going to be 2 of us going through chemo. And right when I got diagnosed, my younger sister said, I have a lump too. And I said, go check it out. So
No, really?
2 weeks
Oh
after
my
I got
goodness.
diagnosed, she was diagnosed with
You're
stage
not
1.
serious. With stage 4?
So, with stage 1.
Oh
So
word.
my sister-in-law was stage 4 angiosarcoma. I was stage 3 breast cancer, and my sister was stage 1 breast cancer.
And your mom is a
your mom
2-time survivor.
So we were all kind of like, this is funny. Like, what are the odds that 3 people
Funny,
in the
not
family?
funny.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I think it probably could
Wow.
have killed my mother. Like, she just could not believe. I think it was harder for her probably than us. But so I did my first chemo from the time I got diagnosed. I got diagnosed on March 21st, started my first chemo treatment on March 31st. So 10 days.
10 days. Okay, how old were you at
And
the
then
time?
35.
Wow.
So my grandma, my great grandma had passed away from breast cancer. So it's just in my family. We all knew it would be
But
a
what a
matter
blessing
of
to
what
be
kind.
diagnosed and treated.
So quickly. It was very, very fast. And so
Chills.
I started, and then my sister joined me on my next round. And then we finished
So like you
all
could
of our
carpool
chemos.
maybe.
Yeah, my mom took us to our treatments.
Gosh, this is like too much.
So she'd wait for us, and it was a little crazy. We got a lot of attention just because everyone thought it was the craziest, what are the odds, the timing.
Yeah.
And is your mom taking care of both of
Yeah.
the kids at the time as
So
well?
She was just kind of helping us. Like, we both live on our own, and she was letting us, stay there when we needed. But we were just working and doing our normal
Okay,
thing.
so no kids at the
through all
time.
treatments. No, both. Oh, my sister and I are both single.
Okay, so I'm like, okay, so is your mom
we're the
like,
only two that
okay.
have never married, and so it was just us. So kind of easier. My sister-in-law has 4 kids, and so
Gosh.
she was helping with their kids a little bit. But so went through about 4 months of the chemo, then had a double mastectomy. And
Oh, my goodness.
because I had to do radiation because mine had spread to my lymph nodes, I had to do radiation, and then finally had my reconstructive surgery March of last year. So my hair started growing back.
So that's why you're saying
year
your
and
hair.
then- And when I met Afua,
That's how I met her,
I was
'cause-
on chemo and I moved into my house.
And I didn't know she was on chemo, but I went up and said, wow, you look cool,
Yeah, like
It was a fashion
trend.
statement,
So-
But you chose to move
Yes.
while you're on
Yeah.
chemo.
Well, I had just started a startup with my boss of 18 years.
Oh my
He was
goodness.
starting a company, and so 2 weeks after I officially started on payroll, I had
You were diagnosed.
found out, and so I said, I don't know if you want me doing this. He's like, yeah, we do. So we were doing a startup. I was going through chemo, still worked every day, and
Did you really?
yeah, and was really blessed to be like okay enough to have the energy and because the startup's a lot of work, and so did that even when I'd have surgery.
In reality, though, did it kind of help you, like the drive to keep? I would think that a focus on something else would probably keep your drive to focus and keep you going and motivated elsewhere.
I think it's totally that because I generally have a positive attitude. I was like, yeah, it's fine. It is what it is, and let's just work through it. But I wasn't focused on it. I know some people, start saying, oh my word, and get depressed, and it's like, then that's all you're thinking about.
Yes.
So if you just can't think about it,
Your mind is very powerful, and you will
You
attract.
seem to be really upbeat and have super positive energy.
Yes.
Well, thanks. I mean, it's better than the alternative. I mean, you sit and dwell on it. It's like anytime you're sick, the more you think about it and lay down, the more sick you feel.
It's so true.
And if you just have to go through it and you have to keep going, then you don't have time to think about it.
What, like you're at the doctor, and do they tell you while you're at the doctor, or do they call you?
Well, so mine was interesting because I didn't really ever go to the doctor. I never got sick ever. So I had to just pick someone out of the book and went to him. And the initial doctor, just said, this is weird. This is worrying me. So why don't we get you in for a mammogram and a whatever. And the mammogram, they couldn't tell because it was so big and it was just really dense. Oh, wow. And so they were like, I was in there for a long time as they were trying to find something, and they did a biopsy, but it was hard for them to
my gosh.
find what they were doing.
Was this all in the same day?
This is all in the same week. Just one day after the other. And then, but then the biopsy, I was lucky enough that they were able to get enough cuts that they could find out what it was. They found that it was in the lymph node. Then I did a PET scan, I guess, is that the one from the head to the knees? And they found that it had only stayed in this area, so it was stage 3, which was good news.
Okay.
And
so when someone is diagnosed with stage 3, what does that mean, really? Like
compared to someone who's in
stage 1? Yes, or stage.
Yes.
What stage you're not going to make it?
Yeah. So stage 1 is kind of like the earliest you could probably catch it. Stage 2 means it's a little bit larger. I don't know all the details, so no doctors can judge. But stage 3 means that it has moved into your lymph nodes. And so because my biopsy tested positive in one of my lymph nodes, they knew I was stage 3. But they do the PET scan to make sure it hasn't moved to any other places. And so like my sister-in-law, hers had moved to her liver and her lungs. And so
that was stage 4.
That's stage 4 if it's moved to any other major organs.
So has your sister-in-law made it?
Yes, hers is very rare. They're doing a lot of trial studies, but she's been going, so it'll be almost 4 years in January. So,
oh my gosh.
But she's doing fantastic. She's done a lot of trial drugs. And they've just really helped her in her last scans. Wow. We're looking good because hers is in her blood vessels, so it naturally travels through the body. Oh, wow. But my sister and I are both in remission, and
they haven't found it anywhere else.
No. So we do our checkups, with the doctors, oncologists, and stuff. But
wow,
we're feeling good. And
that's an amazing story. So yeah, with limited time left, what advice would you give to? I guess just for regular checkups or health advice, or
I think it's interesting. Like I wasn't surprised by cancer, but I was surprised at my age to get it because my grandmas were
maybe history, maybe just family history.
But to know what your history was, after the fact, I got tested and found out that I had the gene, and my sister as well. But I think even at a young age, I never was doing the self exams that they always tell you to do. Yeah, and I never knew. So, but I mean, it was so big that it finally just caught my notice. I don't even remember how it did, but just to check. And not be afraid to ask a doctor if you feel like something's off. Okay. You don't want to be like totally scaring yourself. But why not ask? And and better safe than sorry, because the sooner you can catch it, they can do so much for breast cancer. It's amazing.
True.
Try to catch it as soon as possible if you haven't.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing.
That's
and
incredible.
good luck to the rest of your family.
Well,
amazing. Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
There's more studio chatter on the way.